welcome back to Crochet at My House. This is our last video before Christmas. We are doing a little book video, basically all of the books we've read during the run up to Christmas pretty much. Most of them are Christmas books, but I am going to start off with my one non-Christmas book, and that is this. This is Terry Pratchett's The Colour of Magic. It was quite good. I enjoyed it. It was funny. It kept my interest really well. There was a chest with legs that ran along, and dragons that are somewhat invisible, wizards. Yeah, it was good. And we watched the film once I was finished reading it, and you quite enjoyed the film, didn't you?
The best part was the chest running along and then jumping into the water and falling.
So I would recommend this book if you're into that kind of story. Next, I have my first Christmas book. This is A Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens. I'm sure pretty much everyone will have heard of this book if you like Christmas, because it is one of those extremely well-known stories. And I'm not going to go into the details of the story as such, but this is quite a nice little copy. There are no pictures, but the writing's decent. Yeah. And
it's got a nice picture on the front.
Yeah, the picture on the front's quite nice. There's the picture. You want to show one?
Yeah. And I have Moshi Monsters The Night Before Twistmas. It is interesting so far. It's got some nice pictures. And the pages are not very long. You could get through this in a night if you're a fast reader.
Next, I have this super heavy book. So this book has two stories in it. It has The Midnight Folk and The Box of Delights. These are both by John Masefield, and my copy has Quentin Blake illustrations. I read The Box of Delights. It was really good, and there are a few pictures. Let's see if I can find you one.
There's a picture in every chapter.
Here's one of the pictures. Oh, I can see that. And maybe one more picture. So these are a sort of color plate style picture. Very nice. Good story. If you didn't know, there is a very old BBC series for The Box of Delights. I would highly recommend getting a hold of it or finding somewhere to watch it. It's a good story. Basically, this box here has different things that it does. It can make you go swift, or it can make you go small, and it could also take you into the past. It's quite an interesting little thing. Yes, good book.
Next, we have The Ones That Disappeared, which I'm quite enjoying.
It's your one non-Christmas book.
Yes. I'm almost finished with the book. Can't remember how many chapters, but it doesn't have chapter numbers, but it has the names of the different characters. And one of them, the character called Moran, his writing is different compared to all the rest.
In what way?
it's not got as straight lines.
Ah, it's a different font.
Yeah,
Cool.
quite enjoying it.
Who's that by?
Zana Fralo.
Frelo. And next I have this. So this is The Winter Diary of a Country Rat by Peter Furman. And this was really good. I really enjoyed reading this. It doesn't have chapters as such, but it has diary entries.
And the pictures are quite nice.
And so these are the diary entries. And they are in between the sections of the story. So there's the start. And that little bit is just high up under the roof of Kentish Oast House. At the far end of the great hop-killing floor is a little room. And it goes on then. You get the story. And there's pictures in all the different sections. Let's see, could I get another diary entry for you to see? Here's one. So it's a really nice book.
Which day does it start on?
The 20th. So this story, if you wanted to read it along with the dates, it starts here on the 20th of December and it ends on the 25th of December. So it's a nice little run up to Christmas kind of book. So moving on to our other books that we have been reading.
First, we have The Pine Tree Parable, which is quite nice. And the pictures, they are really cute.
Yeah, that's quite cute. Is there one in there with the pine tree?
Somewhere. Oh, here's one. All the different stages of the pine tree and their family growing bigger. It is really cute. It's by Liz Curtis Higgs.
What? There's a bit about it just there. If you would like to read that, just pause the video. Next, I have this one. So this is the only flat, non-wintry Christmas kind of thing because it's a little bit wintry because it has snow, but it's not Christmassy because it's a Thanksgiving book.
It's before Christmas.
Yeah, which is in November. It tells you some about Thanksgiving and it's a decent little story. There we go.
And our copy's still got all the stickers.
It was written by Mike Bernstein. And as Cecile was saying, it still has all the stickers it came with. Yeah.
Next we have Bear's First Christmas.
Right.
Written by Robert Kinnerk.
You could show some pictures.
The pictures are really, really nice. If the pages won't stay up, guys.
It's a nice art style.
I really enjoyed it.
Good. Next I have this book. This is Coming Home by Michael McPurgle? Something like that. and I like the art style of this book as well. Basically, this one is all about a little Robin and his journey home. Quite good. And it also tells you a bit of information about robin migration, so that's quite cool. So you get to learn something at the same time as reading a nice little story.
And next we have another Robin one. The Little Robin Red Vest by Jan Fernley.
Yep.
Basically, he's giving all of the vests he has to all the ones that are really cold but need it. And then, if I can find the page, he has no more vests leading up to Christmas. And Santa comes and sees him shivering there, picks him up, takes him home, and she's knitting him another vest.
Mrs. Claus is making a nice little vest for him, isn't it?
Yeah. And then they go home.
Nice.
It's really great.
Next, I have a Disney book. This is The Prince and the Pauper. We have this on a DVD. It's a good story.
Yeah.
And I do like how many pictures this has. Right.
Next we have One Special Christmas, which, if you can see right there, it's got a velvet feeling.
Mm-hmm.
It's so nice.
Who's that one by? Does it say? That
M.
one.
Christina Butler. Here's a good page. All the red hat parts are velvet.
Nice.
It's really nice feeling.
Next, I have Elmer in the Snow. This is by David Nicky. And who doesn't like a good story about Elmer? There you go. Good story. It's the first time most of them get to see snow.
Next we have One Magical Christmas by Alice Wood.
That's
Basically,
pretty.
the bear loses his scarf. He goes out of Santa's sleigh to retrieve it. Dolly runs after him, and they make their way to the house they're supposed to be delivered to. And it's a really cute art style.
Yeah.
And they go into the stockings themselves.
Next, I have this book. This is Lucy and Tom's Christmas by Shirley Hughes. And I do really like the art style of these as well. They're pretty. And it's all about them getting ready for Christmas. They make Christmas cards, and these are the gifts they give to family members. And there's their tree. And they have a lovely dinner.
And this has a really interesting thing with this
Yeah,
book.
it's one of those books where it's that way on the outside and then that way on the outside.
Next we have Crispin, the pig who had it all.
Who's that by?
Ted Dewin. This book has been with us for a really long time.
It's an old favourite. And what's it about?
Basically, one Christmas he gets just a box, and it's the most fun he has with a toy, really.
Yeah.
He just gets a box, and he's really sad about it at first, though.
Uh-huh.
And then he gets to play inside the box.
With his friends.
Yeah. But he just sits in it for a wee bit.
Cool. The next one I have is The Wombles of Wimbledon, The Snow Womble by Elizabeth Beresford. And here's the front of the book. This is the back. And I really like the illustrations in this. There's the snow womble that was made. And Tom accidentally smacks into the snow womble thinking it was my Uncle Bulgaria, but it wasn't. Yeah. So if you like wombles, I would highly recommend this one.
Next we have The Snow Child by Debbie Glory. Basically, she's really sad. She doesn't have any friends. Then she makes a snowman, and then she gets a friend. And then she gets to be in the circle.
Nice.
It's an okay
So
story.
she ends up not sad anymore.
Yeah.
Would you read it again? No?
Somebody else can have the book.
Next, I have this book. This is Paddington and the Christmas Surprise by Michelle or Michael.
Mitchell.
It's Michael. I think it's Michael. Bond. And here's what the pictures inside look like. So they go out on a little trip and it doesn't quite go to plan. It's a really nice story. And I've always liked Paddington. I also really like this detail on the end pages. Right.
Next we have A Christmas Wish
By
Julia
Hubbard.
Hubbard. She's really sad that her little brother broke her favourite deer ornament.
Yeah.
And her brother gives her a bottle of glue so she can mend it. And then they both go to sleep with it and they're having a dream together with the deer.
Next I have Cat on the Hill by Aiko Foreman. Yeah. And it's all about a cat. So it actually starts in summer and then you go through autumn and then it ends in winter. And it's all about the cat's survival. But at the end, one of the people comes with, his friends, and he gets a nice dinner. It's quite a nice little story.
Next we have Al's Winter Rescue by Antia Langry and Daniel Howard. Rescuing the bunny from the icy water. And they have a little page where you could do some stuff and play out the scene with your child if you want you to.
Right, we have One Christmas Night, again by Christina Butler and Tina McNaughton. It's again all about little hedgehog. It's getting ready for Christmas and decorating the tree and making gifts for everybody. Nice story. Bit of it on the back.
Next we have Waiting for Santa.
Huh?
And it's by Steve Metzger. It has some nice pictures.
Nice.
And the little bear gets to help with delivering the presents.
Nice. Next, I have a book that has actually 5 stories in it. So this is Postman Pat's Merry Christmas by John Cunliffe. Here's the front of the book. And the 5 stories in here is Postman Pat and the Christmas Pudding, Postman Pat's Christmas Surprise, Postman Pat's Christmas Tree, Postman Pat and the Christmas Post, and Snowman Postman. And there's some of the illustrations. So there's 5 different stories, all in Greendale, all at Christmas time. Quite good. I enjoyed that. And there's some on the back.
Next we have Perfect Gift.
Who's it by? Or does it not say? It might say on the front page. There you go.
Tim Bugbird. That's an interesting name. The mouse found a acorn wanted to give to Big Mouse, but he lost it at one point, and then he's really sad I lost it. But the bigger one told him not to feel sad because he's got him and he's all he needs. It's a nice story.
Next, I have Harry and the Dinosaurs Make a Christmas Wish. And this is by Ian Wybrow. And basically, they go and they visit Mr. Oakley, and they really want a duckling for some reason. Although he does eventually realise there's some other toys that he wants. And they put Granny's money box, which happens to be an egg, at Christmas. And when they open it, there is a tiny baby dinosaur inside.
Next we have Foxes in the Snow by Jonathan Emmett. And Of course, everybody knows I love foxes, and the pictures are so cute. It's the first time they've seen snow, but they got too far from the den and got lost, and then they heard a crack. It was Mum Fox, but she didn't see them, and they managed to run all the way back home without even knowing it. And the Mum's going, "Why is panting?" And then they just start to giggle and go to sleep.
Next, I have this book. This is The Book of the Owlet, and it's by James Robertson. There's really nice illustrations in this book. And it's all about the owlet not wanting to be an owl. And so there's several meetings of many birds. And then they put all these different feathers on the owl. And then after that, the owl realizes that it just needed to get older and grow into its feathers. And it's a nice story.
Next one, we have Bear Stays Up for Christmas by Karma Wilson. We have a couple of these ones, and the pictures, of course, are really gorgeous.
Next, I have Dr. Seuss, How the Grinch Stole Christmas. I've always liked Dr. Seuss. You'll probably have noticed I have read many a book by Dr. Seuss. And this has got some really nice illustrations in it. Highly recommend it if you like a good silly sort of read most of the time.
Yeah, that's a good movie as well.
Yes.
Next one we have is Mr. Worry's Christmas by Roger. Let's see if it's here. Roger Hargreaves. And of course, we've got their pictures. It's quite a fast one. It's worried about everybody not having a beautiful tree and going to every single door to give them.
Next, I have this book. This is The Christmas Cuckoo. And it's based on the story by Francis Brown. And basically, there's two brothers in a more or less dilapidated house. And they both mend shoes, but they've kind of lost work. They're trying to keep the place going. And this cuckoo comes and says, "Could I stay here because you just cooked my house?" Because they used it to warm the house on the fire, not knowing the cuckoo was inside. And the cuckoo asked to stay, and they said okay. And the cuckoo said that he'd bring a gift, and the gift was a gold leaf or a green leaf. So their one brother chose to get the gold leaf and have lots of money from that. The other one chose to have the green leaf, and that would make them happy. And between the two, it becomes the one that chose the gold actually doesn't do so well. It was nice.
Next we have Mr. Men, Little Miss, Secret Santa by Roger Hargreaves. The pictures are quite funny. Mr. Rory was the only one that didn't get a gift until Santa decided he would take that one over because Mr. Mean got his name.
Next I have Christmas on Exeter Street. This is a really good story and it's really funny. So basically there's a house on that street and everybody comes to stay. Grandparents, uncles, there's some neighbours that come to stay. There's a couple of people that got stuck in the snow outside that come to stay, and they sleep in the most random places. Bathtub.
Plates.
Yeah, and there's some that end up on there with the plates.
And on the fireplace.
This one gives you a look at where everyone's sleeping. And then they have a lovely party.
Everybody has a little something in
And
their
here's
car
the
on
bed.
the way.
And then
Next we have the snowman and the snow dog. Which we love the pictures. This one has writing, which is a bit strange for the snowman.
yeah.
The first one doesn't have any, it just has a picture.
They have made versions with it having writing.
Yeah.
But originally it didn't have writing.
Everybody loves a good snowman in this house.
Right. And the last book I have is The Christmas Doll. This is a repair shop story. And it's by Amy Sparks. And the illustrations in here are really good. So this is about wartime. She was taken away to the country to be safe. And she gets given a doll for Christmas. And she's not sure she's getting to keep it. So she tries to give them it back. And then they tell her she's getting to keep it. And well, she still has it after the war and things. And by the time she goes to the repair shop, she's much older. She really wanted her lovely doll fixed. And they fixed it up for her. And then she gives it to her granddaughter. So that's quite sweet.
Next we have the Christmas Saurus. And don't know if you can see it, but it has some indents there.
Yeah.
Which it feels so nice. And the pictures are quite nice as well. He's wanting to fly, but he has to be believed in to fly. So he gets taken on one of his trips. And one boy sees him. And he believes, and then the Christmas Saurus can finally fly. Which that is a cool page. It folds out
Yeah.
twice.
Who's that by? Or did you say it already?
Tom Fletcher.
Cool. We hope you enjoyed our little Christmassy video, and we hope you enjoy your Christmas and have a happy new year. So remember and like, comment, subscribe and ring the bell for notifications every time we put up a video.
Merry Christmas!